All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 9.
The Turkey Titan is on the move.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
And it's also just like unstoppable. Like it's the kind of thing where it's so ridiculously proportioned that it's dragging its face through the dirt, causing this fiery, hot mess canyon trail.
Oh yeah.
And it's headed straight for Walshina, which, let's be real, guys, like,
swords are of no more use
this
here.
is bad. Like, this is really bad. However, I really like my original idea from the previous discussion that they use.
They try and case it?
They try and case it with the stuff that Eren used as that armor.
Well, which Erwin has a plan.
Yes, Erwin has a plan. They hasn't revealed it yet. I think it's also something that might utilize something that we've kind of just recently been introduced to, but we don't know how it would be implemented in this case. Gotcha. Another thing is that Erwin doesn't necessarily worry that much about collateral damage sometimes.
That's true. I mean, he did say not to evacuate. Well,
not only that, he sometimes tries to kill multiple birds with one stone.
He is a gambler.
So he might have other goals here other than just stopping the Titan. And maybe figuring out what those are will lead us to a clue as to what the plan is. But either way, we're probably going to find out what the plan is here. So guys, we're getting some Titan battling time. Titan crazy 3D monstrosity things. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Whoa. Dang. Whoa. The sound design.
Yep.
Hearing how it's focused so much on the like the little sound effects, but not. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
A Thanksgiving
camera
dinner.
Shakes. Now it's time to say goodbye. I don't.
What is this evacuating you speak of?
He's like, they need to see this. Oh my gosh, is that the shot of Rod? Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Oh yeah.
Whoa, and those are all the humans? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Oh, this looks so amazing. I love how it looks totally slow from far away.
Right.
But it's actually like
really fast.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, that's really cool because in the manga, you hardly saw any of the face.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like it was almost like the head was being dragged underneath the body, hence the Turkey Titan name.
Right. Oh. Like the size of love. It almost seems like you could easily translate this to English and do a cover, just because it almost seems like there's
a fair amount of it.
The fair amount that is already in English, you know.
Yeah, it's like with Call of Silence, doing like an English cover of Call of Silence, as amazing as it would be, how much would you actually be able to change?
Right.
Da, da, da.
Justice. Truth.
Like a fallen angel.
I have a feeling that when I rewatch this opening part right here, this is going to be the part that makes me cry.
Oh, this opening is so amazing. Like, I love it so much. Oh. Oh boy.
Fly to heaven. Ruler of the walls. Oh. Oh. I just realized.
What?
There's titans in the walls. If he breaks the wall, what do those titans do?
That would be a big problem, wouldn't it? At least it's nighttime, so they'd have a bit of time.
It would go towards the more important wall that you don't want it to break.
Yeah.
That's true.
So draw them towards the part where the wall is double layered.
Oh my gosh. So they're just planning to stick it inside there.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Because, I mean, it's twice the size of the Colossal Titan, so...
Oh, okay. So that just happened off screen. Okay. Whoa. I appreciate the effort, Aaron. But, yeah, that was hilarious.
Performance anxiety.
Oh, okay. Outside the walls. So have them all ready to move at a moment's notice. Oh, nice, brilliant. Huh? Yes. Yep. That's good. Wow. I like it, Erwin, because he is thinking about the civilians. Mm-hmm. This is true. Mm-hmm.
It's adorable, isn't it?
Everything. That's not a lot. Like,
yeah. A 15-meter Titan versus a 120-meter Titan.
Oh my gosh. They put all the cannon over here.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be like, pink, pink. What? Just scale! That thing is nuts!
Oh, yeah. Dummy Titans, you know?
Would they hear it and feel the... Oh. Whoa. Whoa, crap. Yeah. Where's Pixis when you need him?
Attention!
The steam. And even made the steam somewhat 3D.
If this is a drill, why are they firing cannons?
That's doing jack. That's doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Ute! Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they need to destroy the nape of something that's 120 meters.
So it's probably like the equivalent of like 20 sword swipes down through the nape. Surprising how calm he is. Like, this is literally an apocalyptic event right now.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
What strategy? Do we have some kind of super titan killing weapon or something? Because, like... Oh, gunpowder! Okay, alright. Here we go, now we're talking. Mm-hmm. It's like what they were going to do with Annie, but like 10 times... Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Since you all are the weakest here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh wait, she's talking and they're not showing it, so it's important what she's saying right here.
And Erwin's not saying anything.
Yes, exactly. He's listening. Oh. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
The equivalent of an Armin, Mikasa, Eren trio. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Mikasa and her
Freakish strength.
Yeah. Oh. He's trying to turn into a Titan, yeah. Wow. Jeez.
Kill the boy.
Become the man, yeah. This is probably their best chance at a shot, too.
Yep,
Like, oh, that did something. It stopped, kind of. It kind of flailed a bit.
It's so gross.
Oh, it's releasing steam like the Colossal Titan.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, it hit the wall.
I mean, look at that. Its head's that high.
Yep.
Just... Oh, yeah.
Oh! Whoa! Jeez!
Yeah!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh!
Yeah!
Oh!
Like a giant mouth.
Oh! It's like gluttony.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yep. Just like gluttony. Yep. Uh-huh.
The wall is exceptionally tough, though. Like,
yeah,
for holding up its weight, you know, because they're not dense, you know.
Right. But
it's our turn. Oh, they're dumping like
water on themselves.
Them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cold water.
Oh, all right. Oh, and they'll get to see this.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Albeit a very small by comparison Titan, but
right.
Still a Titan standing up against this.
Oh wait, and Aaron's gonna grab the things and spear them into the nape. Yes. Because that's the only way they can lift those things. I was thinking, would they carry them? I mean, I get that they have that, but... But how much damage is that really gonna do?
Well...
Whoa! Oh, what a shot! Special delivery! I mean, just look at that! Oh! Its face is wide open.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Yeah, but it worked out rather nicely.
This is madness. Oh! 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 Oh my gosh! Oh crap! Oh wow! Wait, really? All those? Whichever one is
pieces of its neck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, of course, you can't stop any of them. Oh. Oh! Wow. She needs to be the one to save them. That's why. That's why she needed to be on the front lines. Yeah. So that she can declare to them what they've done and why they did it.
Right.
I mean,
I love that bit of the blood evaporating off the blade.
No, generally that's not how this works. Oh. Oh. What? Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, his face is...
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that burn. Oh, that burn.
Yeah.
Rip Kenny? Just... Whoa. Dang. Oh. Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit. Yeah, you don't have much time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. I like it. I like it. I really liked his character, and I'm like, oh, please let him stick around a long.
But now you have my attention.
Yeah, please let him stick around a long time. And I'm like, okay. I'm all for this. Now, there's a couple ways they can make it really depressing and still have him stick around.
Yeah.
Where he turns himself into a regular Titan. Like he
would be a regular Titan.
I know. But that's my point, is that like, rather than maybe trying to find some way to maybe use it as a way to heal him or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Just have it be like, he's tired of being a human. And he's just like,
sure, possibly.
I just, stick me in the wild, give me an injection, give me a chance to just roam free. Like, it could be kind of dark like that, where he just wants to choose his life to be something where he forgets about all this. Because I'm guessing being a Titan, they lose a lot of their higher brain function and stuff,
Probably.
Or it's like being in
it's a decent assumption, yeah.
Or it's like being in, like they said, like Mimir said, being in a dream that she can't control anything. It's just like,
yeah.
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 Oh, wow. Ridiculous. Like, the level of animation in CG is just crazy in this episode. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. Like,
that's right.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Like, they made a 3D monstrosity. Terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous in just visual accomplishments. But then also just so to scale, like what it would feel like to see something that just like, big. This goes into the Kyojin side of things, you know, where it's like, let's not call this a Titan. This is a Kyojin.
Right. This I mean, same thing, but
I know. I'm like saying,
even for Eren in his Titan form, he's against a Titan. Like, that Titan is a Titan compared to Eren in his Titan form. Like,
the mass of it could hold, 1,000 Erens easily, it's just ridiculous.
It's insane.
So, like, I love the brilliance of the idea that the Titan itself is so ridiculously large. It's easy to set up an attack against it really close. And the fact that they had it basically standing, on top of the wall, kind of with all its like Titan guts spilling out. Which is something interesting because we've never really seen
the inside
of a Titan from the outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the closest we got was Eren when he got swallowed.
Well, but when they cut the Titan, or like when a Titan bites off the nape of a Titan, we see all that sinew, muscly stuff in there.
That stuff, but no like organs.
No organs, nothing like that. And this seems kind of like just a bunch of lumpy sacks, like
Well, yeah, because like if all the stuff is to scale to like this massive size, then suddenly it's large intestine.
But
huge.
But it doesn't have a digestive system, Jake.
Right. Yeah. So it
has a stomach, but it doesn't have like a thing for filtering out the food or whatever. It just vomits it back up.
Right. Well, and it could be that it has some of like the organs-ish, but it doesn't actually like work or something,
Right. So that was just cool to see, and also pretty gross.
And the way that it's like the whole face and everything is just like, because it's been dragging itself for how long, so it's just gone.
Yeah, and the density of the skin. I mean, maybe the hardness of it is pretty tough. But it's the idea that with enough friction and with enough weight pressed against it.
Yeah, the weight is the big thing.
The weight is the big things. That it carved off most of its own face.
One of the things I loved about how they showed it is how, even though it was kind of round, it sort of ended up just sort of squishing into the ground, so that it didn't really have much of like the actual chest torso piece of it was just sort of this blob like that was just sort of,
well, the chest was also open because it was also dragging on the ground.
Right
So it's just this So is that why it's called the Turkey Titan, is because it's stuffed with a bunch of just crap, and then when you open up the turkey it just spills out?
No, what it is there's this, they didn't do it as much, which I get why they did it, because it would have made it maybe a bit harder to take seriously. But there's this shot in the manga where when they see it, it's dragging itself across the ground, right? And its face is on the ground. But it ended up doing something where it was almost like its face was kind of like getting dragged like underneath its body, and so what ended up happening is there was this shot where you couldn't see the head at all. And then
it's like
its legs
thing.
Right. And then its legs are all tiny compared to the rest of the body, so they're being pushed up and it looks like
drumsticks.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
It looks almost exactly like a turkey. So
that's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that I get it. All right, cool. So they stopped it. The plan was brilliant.
Oh yeah.
I liked the dislodging of the hands and having it lose balance and stuff.
Right. And the dumping of water on themselves so that they could actually get close to it for a while without like getting cooked.
Right. Yeah. But it seemed like they were cutting it a little close. Maybe it took them a while to come up with the plan. But, like, it seemed like they had gotten to the city for a while with them getting all the stuff. But I guess they had to move all the cannons.
Yeah, they had to move all the cannons, collect all the gunpowder.
Yeah. And the gunpowder was probably stored underground all over the city.
Right.
So probably most of the time was actually spent moving the gunpowder up there. That was probably where most of the time was.
Possibly,
spent.
Yeah.
And then Irvin and a couple other people were basically just in a room setting up the plan.
Right. Well, and it's also the fact that they could only really do that plan from the wall. So
yeah, that's true.
So if they did get it done in like early, then they just have to wait,
right, which makes sense why then they would need all the people to be there, because if they set it up at one place and then the Titan moved, they'd be screwed.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So brilliant plan. excellent use of what they already have. I am really glad now that my dumb idea didn't work.
Like the Titan probably could have eventually just broken through the wall, and since it's like the same material,
they have to kill it.
They gotta kill it. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but like just take a bunch of explosives and shove it in its mouth. Yeah.
Why don't we take a bunch of gunpowder and shove it up its? I mean,
you stuff the Titan as the way to defeat it.
Right,
stuff the turkey.
That was inspired by Exactly, right?
But like, and I love how Irwin's just like, okay, we're gonna do the simple solution. This Titan's big, even with Eren as a Titan. Nowhere near big enough. Cannons, they
might slow it down.
They might slow it down or distract it or make it so that it's easier to bring it, like have it fall over, but it's not going to do anything. So we just take all our gunpowder, other than what's used for the cannons, bunch it up, throw it in there. Hope it's enough.
Yeah, hope that works.
And then have everyone else on standby to cut out the chunks, because Rod Rice could be just blown out in a chunk of meat. Right?
The thing about the blowing out of the chunks was something that I feel like is so next level thinking that it almost doesn't make sense that they would be that concerned about it. Well, because it's basically assuming the worst about the explosives and saying the explosives won't work. We're going to we know that there will be chunks, but we also send all the people like all the way to them instead of just having like people wait for the Titan thing to start regenerating, because it'll take some time, right?
Oh, sure.
And then go after that thing, because and then just destroy it. Okay. Because what could have happened is the explosions could have sent him deeper into the Titan. It could have sent him anywhere.
Deeper into the Titan's probably the one where it couldn't send him.
Well, no, the explosions went all throughout the Titan thing there.
But it was inside the Titan, so if he's further away from the epicenter of the Titan than
I get you're right. It would have expulsed basically. Right. So it
he could have gone more or less straight up. He could have gone, there are all kinds of directions.
But it seemed like they got lucky and that it all went in one direction.
Yes, because that was very helpful.
It was very helpful.
Well, and the fact that it went into the city, like that it basically
went into an area where their ODM gear can actually be used.
Right,
too.
and granted it had fallen forward, but the fact that basically the explosives didn't actually just go into the throat, they actually went further past it.
Right,
that way it actually blew it.
Which is why I almost think it would have blown up. Now, here's one way actually
it did a lot.
They did actually some clever showing with this, and maybe I'm thinking again into depth into this, but they actually showcased that the wind was changing. So let's say it did blow pretty high straight up, but then in the wind and with just the rapid expansion of air and everything, the air gets carried with the wind and it goes a specific direction. But yeah. Holy crap.
That was so cool to see the cannons firing. Even though that's not how it's gonna be defeated.
Just the
seeing
sound and
just the massive row of cannons.
The
volleys it's basically like if you were to be watching one of those older time war movies or whatever, where it's like a line of muskets and it's just and they all fire at the same time. Except instead it's cannons.
High level Civil War bombarding.
Yeah. These are big cannons. These aren't small things.
No. These are the kind of things that you did to punch holes in readouts, underground readouts,
right?
Like the kind where it's 20 feet of material to just keep shells get out of the way and stuff.
Oh boy.
Whew.
Yeah.
I gotta just applaud again just the show for being able to handle something so grotesquely sized and probably probably impossible to animate properly with the right frame rate, and just make it CG and have it work.
And own it. Have it work. Yeah,
it worked.
And it did. Yep.
Yeah, I think that they learned their lesson from the Season 2 Colossal Titan CG problems.
Right.
And the way they did the CG here, by just taking advantage of the fact that it's more or less repeating a similar
a lot of the same
range of motion and
like
stuff,
that,
and then focusing on those specific moments where it brings its head up. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, did they actually have the head part where it was just showing the head part looking at that? Was that 2D?
No, that was I believe that was 3D.
Okay, because I want to go back and watch it again because there's a decent chance I think it might have been. Like, because there was all this steam and stuff, they could have had that just be 2D.
That was one of the other big things that I really liked about how they handled all this. Because there was so much steam and fire and all that stuff, they were able to basically make it so you're not looking too closely at the 3D. Right. It's more of the effect of the 3D as a whole.
Exactly.
Rather than a particular part. Mm-hmm. And then this just has to be mentioned because it was so good. It was so good. But that tracking shot from Rod's perspective.
Yes, that was so terrifying.
So awesome. Because when you look at it from far away, it's 120 meters, right? So it doesn't seem like it's moving that fast. It's just like it looks like a slug, basically. But then you see it from that perspective and you're like, oh no, wow, okay, that's right.
Now I want to get into the story stuff here because basically this episode presented us with an obstacle so that we can get to the story. Like, it's basically like, now once this is done, the real story is about to begin.
Okay.
I look at this Turkey Titan thing you're calling it, and I'm like, all right, we're going to beat it.
Yeah.
How are we going to beat it? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's a genius way to beat it. It's awesome. And then we go into a quiet character moment with Kenny and Levi. And Kenny is having his life flash before his eyes. He's thinking back to all the people that he's recruited and basically his family. And then who should show up but family, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, gee, it's you. Like, what do you know? This is fitting.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, wow, this guy had a rough life. This guy had a very interesting life. You get the vibe that he had multiple points where he probably could have chose to focus more on freedom.
Sure.
And instead he delayed his gratification for maybe the ideal of having freedom at some point in the future, but it would be like actually attainable.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I'm reading the wrong stuff into his character.
I like the idea. Yeah.
Like, when you look at what we've got with Kenny thus far, where were you at in the manga in terms of analyzing his characterization?
Well, I didn't really like Kenny when I was introduced to him in the manga because
they handled him differently in the manga?
Well, no, it was more of just something where because this there was a lot of basically
like other stuff
kind of fluff, not really fluff, but like they were taking their time with things a bit more. I didn't take Kenny as seriously at first because I thought it was basically floundering and sort of like, okay, let's bring in a villain, right? So we'll tie him to Levi because why not? It's a good way to make us actually care about him a bit.
Sure.
But then when all this stuff started happening with like, wait a minute, you're saying that even if I turn into a Titan and all that stuff, like I loved that. I loved that. And then having Levi come up with the rifle. And he's already like basically dead.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. And the flashback of all the other people and I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong because the last time I read this part of the manga, I haven't like reread it because I want to get as close to a fresh experience, when watching this. But that shot of I believe Levi, all like starved to death's door and everything, and him coming up to him and stuff. It's like, wow, yeah, that's right. Like, say what you will about the guy, but he
was kind of
he saved a starving kid.
Yeah, he was kind of a mini dad for Levi,
as close as you could get, and
and I like that he is kind of that crazy uncle figure more than actually an estranged father of sorts to Levi, because Levi's older, like Levi's not that young, like
right. But Kenny's not that young.
Kenny's not young.
That young.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, having this development be that he took some stuff when he was, down there, and
because he was planning on turning into a Titan anyway. So it's like, okay, makes sense that he would have that.
What does this give him besides the potential to turn into a Titan? Is he gonna have some kind of ultimatum with Levi where he's like, "Hey, this is my leverage. I know some things."
Levi shoots him and takes it.
Well, no. Basically, what he's saying is that like, I could die, or you could keep me around.
Sure.
And I'll be a Titan. And then once you find me a way to not be a Titan,
right,
I'll have plenty of info for you guys.
Possibly. But the main issue is that he would just, he'd just be a Titan. So
well, that's the thing. Like the scouts could find a way, maybe.
Possibly.
And maybe he'll just be like, "Yeah, you're not worth the effort." Pop, and just kills him. Who knows? I think that
I'll be taking this.
I think that Kenny's character, the way they set him up thus far, is it would be a shame for him to die immediately, But if he does, it's the kind of thing that would just make Attack on Titan's just stakes be reminded. He's a character that has no real intrinsic value yet to the story. It's just what he could potentially bring.
Even with his beastie Ackerman strength powers.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Even his connection to Levi. Even his connection to the Rice family. Even his connection to all these big things.
Right.
He's just another guy. He got swept up into this whole madness. He had a lot of other things going on in his life. And I think that given, where he's gone thus far, he could just get offed by Levi right here after a conversation. Or maybe he has something special he wants to bring up. Maybe he's specifically trying to bring up something with the Ackermans, and that's going to be his kind of conversation thing.
He's got some information, and he's like, hey,
there is something going on with the Ackerman whole thing there. And I'm not still quite sure how I feel about it.
Right, because it's like, okay, like how much of it is a thing of like them being like just awesome, right? And how much of it is like just a thing of like, okay, well, your last name is this, so you get basically superpowers,
Right. Right. And it's something where it feels like it's potentially retconning one of my favorite backstories, which is Mikasa's.
I felt that too when they introduced that aspect.
But because they're tying in this whole thing with the Rice family and bloodlines and legacy as a whole with Aaron's dad and all that, I'm like, okay, if it all comes together, they can make it eventually, they can make his work really well.
Oh yeah,
because I'm looking at Attack on Titan as a story that started about kind of the world and taking humanity and putting it into a microcosm of us having to survive extreme situations and what kind of lengths people will do to do what they believe is surviving. And that's the thing, is everyone has a different interpretation of surviving.
And surviving versus living.
Right. Yeah. Now I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to play the card of humanity is a giant family. It ultimately is.
Okay.
But the thing is that is there anything special about being maybe a part of like a lineage of people that I think this is getting a little bit weird here.
All right.
Because you're not really like tracking with me here.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like contradictory things of saying humanity is like a whole family, but if you're part of a specific lineage, so it's because the
Right. But I think that's kind of the ridiculous thing about it is that right now I am still missing a lot of context. As to why lineage is even really a thing.
Like we just know sort of that it's a thing, but not what or how.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Really keep coming back really to Grisha and Aaron though. Almost all of this seems kind of not pointless, but just kind of like, okay, yes, we get some conflict, cool. Let's move past that and let's get to the Grisha Aaron stuff, because this is the kind of thing that like gets me fired up about Attack on Titan. Is we have characters who I would say for the most part each are a flavor of those original themes that I was talking about with people pushed to extreme circumstances to survive, and what kind of lengths people will go to for what their definition of survival is. And for the scouts, they want freedom. They want they want the truest aspect of living as human beings,
to be able to make their own choices without needing to worry about, okay, well, you can choose that, but then you will die.
Yeah, and also there's the potential that your choices might not be even your own, because we have some super god titan out there.
Right, memory control and crap.
So while all of this madness is going on, we have a dad who at some point decided, screw the system and the way this whole thing works. I'm going to make humanity have a choice.
Right.
And I'm going to risk everything for that. Because he had to be aware. He had to be aware of what he was doing.
Right.
It makes the story so not only so much better, but it makes it so much. It just asks, what was his story? Like, what was his story?
Sure.
And while I want to discuss kind of this episode and what it means and stuff, every time I get the opportunity to discuss Attack on Titan, I'm like, at least where we're at right now, and what season 3 of Attack on Titan is, I'm like, please, let's go into this story. What is this story of those that knew and have passed things on in some ways to the next generation.
Yeah.
What did they leave behind for us? Not just I'm talking about the basement, but like, you know, Aaron's Titan powers and stuff. Like that whole thing there is a big bag of mysteries and stuff. There's a whole lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
You have everything going on with Historia right now.
Sure.
I love what they're doing with Historia. Like, I to be fair, I have always liked Mikasa and Armin, and I do hope that at some point, like Armin at least, because I feel like Mikasa, unfortunately, she kind of capped in her story potential in like what we did in season 2. For a while, like they need to kind of redirect focus onto some other characters.
Sure, yeah.
But Armin, I feel like Armin is like an unlimited well of potential, at least for his character. Probably even more so than Aaron in a lot of ways.
Small Erwin, basically.
Well, not that he's small Erwin, but just his character is one that has seemed to evolve the most. Like, okay, he's got not even that he's evolved the most, because Aaron has changed a lot.
Oh yeah, too. But right, because like if you think about where Armin was when he started out, being the insecure person that wasn't like even if he did have a plan, he wouldn't like really tell people about it. He like, you know, like
I just feel like yes. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Keep going.
Yeah, but like my two favorite moments when I think about Armin at the beginning.
Oh, at the beginning, not overall. I know one of the favorite parts was
the part with Bert. That's something special. But the fact that he goes from his instinct being I can't help, so when I get rescued I will when I rescue someone else, I will give all my gas to them and then take one of their broken blades so I can kill myself. Right. And, you know, like him being relied on by Aaron and everybody to convince, you know, Mick Crazy Person to not blow them up, to
where he is now.
So doing things like what happened with Berto, you know.
Or just this little talk he had with Aaron on the walls. Like, like he basically calmly, coolly reminded Aaron like how much things are different now.
Oh yeah.
And it was a moment of like, yes, he could, like any character could have obviously said that, but because it's coming from Armin and Armin and him have this special bond of wanting to go to the outside world and realizing like, Aaron, do you realize like even though this crazy thing is happening, I don't think Armin was literally saying this, but he's kind of saying, do you realize how much closer we are? Like how much closer we are to the truth, how much closer we are to like understanding this world.
We've had like 30 plus episodes since then. But you know, but
as I'm just saying, like, back to the characters.
I that's one of the things that I absolutely love about this episode and this scene and all that, because they had I love it whenever Attack on Titan goes into the whole idea of coming full circle, you know, because those early bits of Attack on Titan, one, they're very nostalgic for me personally, but I also think they were just amazingly done. So the fact that they can have moments where Aaron looks down and sees 3 kids and he's like, holy crap, they're going to have the same thing that happened to us. And the fact that it was Armin, because if it was Mikasa is Mikasa, right? So
she kind of doesn't she doesn't open up enough sometimes to receive good moments.
Exactly,
like
because she's, you know, all about just doing what needs to be done and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas with Armin, the one who was the weak one, the one who, when they ran off to basically see if Mom was okay, just couldn't move, was just reaching after them and, you know, and crying. Or when Aaron was, was just no leg, right? And then he's just standing there and he lets himself get swallowed by a Titan, right?
Swallowed.
Yeah. To him now, when everything is ridiculously, like, impossibly bad.
Yeah.
He's the one that says, "No, everything's gonna be okay."
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's nuts. Like there's a mental fortitude to Armin that came because of the experiences he's come through. If anything, Aaron's mental fortitude is constantly worn down. And Mikasa's is in relation in some ways to wherever Aaron's mental fortitude is.
Right.
And or just the fact that hers is also kind of based on something that's not even fundamentally like physical. It's something that's something that's like a belief. So her mental fortitude is indomitable in like most aspects, except when it comes to things being taken away from her, people specifically. So can I go back to the Armin and kind of character potential set of things.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of characters that haven't gotten the focus of the story recently.
Okay.
Because they need to advance the story. And if you think about Attack on Titan's first and second season, and you take them in context as to how much story is actually happening, it's a very small amount. Except for the beginning parts of season 1.
Yeah, the first quarter of season 1 was packed.
Then they basically took a few weeks or a few days and shoved it all with
right, yeah,
tons of screen time.
like the whole bit with the female Titan, that was over a long
also
period
season
of time.
2.
Well, yeah, and season 2.
So basically what they did was they said, all right, we're now going to have a rocket pace thing to the story and stuff. So characters, hold on, you're going to take a back seat for a second. But the thing that reminds me about how this show is probably going to revert back to characters is the opening of this season. That's why I love it so much.
Yep.
Same here. The opening is entirely character focused. They keep focusing on the main 3.
Yep.
And surprisingly, Kenny, Levi, and Erwin.
Yep.
And
I feel like that's sort of like the whole idea of the generational aspect, right?
Yes.
Because in the same way that they're showing the 3 kids when they're kids and they're younger, and then it shows like Aaron when he's grown up and he's just sort of standing there and all that stuff.
And the younger version,
and the younger one is like tugging at him and waving at him and stuff. I love that so much. But then of course you have someone like Kenny who is literally the previous generation Ackerman, right?
With a younger Levi.
Yeah, with the younger Levi.
You see Erwin and his dad.
Yep, Erwin and his dad, and the fact that it shows Erwin and Levi when they were basically kids.
Oh, and it also shows the Jaeger family also with baby Aaron. Baby Aaron. Yeah. So there's a lot of lineage in that opening.
Oh, yeah.
And what I think it's kind of telling me is that this episode we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. Is basically what it's saying. It's basically saying
episode 9.
It's basically saying, hey, this is only episode 9. Turkey Titan? Yeah, it's a visual treat. It's a visual spectacle. But that's mostly just it. It's mostly just spectacle. The real stuff, the real story is yet to come. And this is the thing I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the moment where the main 3 have their character moment where they're all again ready to basically throw themselves into the unknown again.
Yeah.
Because what's happening right now is very much a reactive preparing against things that have been basically projected out as a threat.
Right. They're not taking initiative, and even less so because the people that are doing most of the choosing and responding are other characters, and that's fine, which is giving them good focus.
Right.
But
yes, what that generally means is that as from a writing standpoint, they're basically saying we want the plot to move.
Right.
So once the plot's done moving in a rapid, fast pace, we can have our characters make choices and show the choices being decided upon, which means we'll get huge character development and stuff. And when they basically do that, my guess is that they'll basically be ready to showcase basement. We might even
cool.
think about it in terms of a chess game.
Okay.
What pawns are there between them and basically declaring check against Shiganshina, basically,
Well, they have been more or less taking care of everything on the interior.
Yeah, it's basically just if there's any interior revolution or
like problems with
civil
setting
uprising
up Historia as queen, things like that. Yeah. But
that sounds like an episode. That doesn't sound like a mini arc or something.
And Aaron now can do the hardening stuff, so they have a way to potentially plug up the hole. And they don't have to worry about some founding Titan weird ritual thing that's going to take away their trump card. They can basically make it so that all the things we have to worry about are outside the walls again.
That's amazing. If you think about where Attack on Titan started, they were huddled within the walls.
Yep.
Now they've retreated so far into the walls to protect everything that give an episode or two, and they should be ready to strike out. In fact, probably that's where the second cour will begin, is with them striking out.
They do have a lot of episodes left.
That's the thing. It's
only episode 9.
Oh, it's episode 9. Then wait, no, they've got
a
10, 11, 12. So those would probably be the last 3. In 3 episodes, what could you do? with
you
this.
You do a fair amount. Like what I like. What
do you think they'll split the story up? Like basically have a focal point for Historia and a focal point for Eren.
They could.
I would like that. I would really like that.
I mean, what this basically makes me think of here is in the first core of season 1. All the stuff with Eren and all the stuff with like running out of gas and things like that. Mikasa's backstory, trust, all that stuff.
Basically, yeah.
That went up through episode 8, and then after that they had no, that wasn't trust. That was them surviving trust. Right?
And then they had the mission to save trust.
And then they had a mission to save trust, which was, 9 through 12 or whatever
something
it was,
like that,
right?
Yeah.
And that was really good. That was what they did in 3 episodes, basically. So that's kind of what I feel like they basically decided to do here.
But now we still have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, and then another core. So we've got...
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
Guys,
I'm
Attack
so
on Titan is going.
season.
Attack on Titan is going nuts.
Yep.
It's almost the kind of thing where, like, I don't think Attack on Titan is anywhere close to ending. But this is kind of the thing of them saying, like, oh, we are going to cover so much ground that like people like you are probably like worried. Like
maybe just a little bit. I am also giddy though, and basically anytime someone says, "Oh, Attack on Titan season 3, that seems like it's gonna be lame," I'm like, no. But yeah, because Attack on Titan, like this all the stuff in this season so far I feel like it's been a great showcase of how Attack on Titan can be really intense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because
totally.
Attack on Titan knows how to be intense. And the thing, like, when I think about, like, the second core of season 1, that I wish had been done differently, is I felt like there wasn't as much character focus and motivations and stuff like there was in the first core. Because the first core was very personal, it's all like, okay, we need to survive, we're running low on gas and things like that, and Mikasa's backstory and all that goodness.
Yeah,
right?
season 2's beginning did a really good job of that. I would say season 2's beginning was making... Well, yeah. But season 2's beginning was an example of where they took the fearful aspect of just crazy things around the corner, like at the end of season 1, but condensed it and gave character focus.
Like that whole bit in the tower. I love that. That's one of those things that I very easily forget from season 2 and that whole time because it's surrounded by things like Bertolt and Reiner revealing themselves.
Yeah.
The whole thing with like Ymir's backstory and all of that craziness, and then the finale. The finale, right? But then it's like, oh yeah, no, that part where they were stuck in the tower, it's like that's the good stuff.
Yeah. So guys, I have a couple theories. I feel like we're not only getting the basement this season, like, because this thing was solved so, like, smoothly in one episode.
And we've got a solid 15 episodes left.
And we've got a solid 15 episodes left. This isn't even the good stuff yet. Like, like, story reveals.
Okay,
like,
cool.
I feel like we're at a point right now
where
if we get to the basement, it's going to be a bit anticlimactic, kind of like I've been predicting. It's not going to be some big grand reveal, but it's going to be the key to future reveals.
Gotcha.
Because the thing about the basement is that what I originally thought all throughout Attack on Titan was it was the key to the secret of the Titans.
Right, some big lab kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But now, all throughout even season 2, we know that Titans are humans. We know now that there's been a secret society of things trying to keep, at the very least, everyone in this city unaware of kind of what the Titans have been doing and stuff.
Because there's that whole little bit with Ymir's backstory where it's like...
Yep.
What was that?
And this is the thing that I feel like Grisha's basement is essentially the key to is not... Oh, I know what I'm doing, Jacob. I'm being very on point here with like trying to make these dumb puns and things. But with regard to knowledge, it's not then knowledge about the Titans, or knowledge even about him, really. In fact, I think actually it probably will be a lot of information about him, and that's probably where it will be from the big story reveals, kind of anticlimactic.
Okay.
But What I think it will be, though, is a little bit of a hint at what the greater overall story is. Like, the story of why, why the city is here, but there's a potential that there's another city out there.
Gotcha.
Like, why is it that humanity hold up here in the first place? Like, why is it that the will of the king, or what have you, always ends up convincing the person that this is the right call?
Yep.
Is basically they're going to be a new perspective gained from Dr. Yeager's basement that is the kind of thing that would make him die to give his son the chance at freedom. And this is the kind of thing that I feel like, in no offense to Attack on Titan spectacle and stuff, but it makes all the spectacle hype aspects of Attack on Titan, to me, just pale in comparison, because I want that whole unveiling of mystery stuff.
You want the juicy,
I was a Lost addict, guys. Like, I love that stuff.
That's true.
I love that stuff. And if this Isayama, if this mangaka, if this creator here has gone and he knows what he's doing, and given how confident you are about how exciting things will get in the future, guys, I think us anime onlys are in for a doozy. In some ways it gets me nervous because in some way I don't know how to describe it, but Attack on Titan has, I would say,
you don't want it to play all its cards.
I don't want it to play all its cards, but I would say I also want it to still play cards.
Right.
I don't want it to start playing a whole different type of game here. You know,
gotcha.
I don't want to shift entirely away from, it being just, a story with humans and titans and stuff.
Gotcha.
And I feel like it's not going to do that. But what I feel like is coming is that we've kind of been given a breather away from, the main characters that we had in season 1.
Right.
And kind of in season 2. In some ways, the main characters in season 2 are all not even doing anything.
Because
they're not here.
Well, Historia was given she's going to be important and all that.
But that was teasing, I think, for what this first part of season 3 is.
But yeah, mainly it was you got Ymir, and then you got Bertolt and Reiner.
Right. That's it. That's what I figured out a way to word what I was saying. I'm sorry. Is that I want Attack on Titan to remember that it's also a character show.
Right. Because that's where it really shines. Because it has, and I'm totally with you. Because the action stuff, the mystery, all that, it can do that, and it can do it amazingly.
Yeah.
And the characters are that last thing that can just make it go from amazing to,
Yeah, one of my favorite moments always in this show will be Armin's, basically, his salute, and his speech. That was one of my favorite moments in Attack on Titan.
And I love how one of my favorite parts of that scene is how the Titan cracks and falls apart. You know, as he has that realization.
Yeah.
That.
There's a lot of character moments. I love the Yukikaji voice acting at the end of season 2's finale. That little moment with him and Mikasa. That's the kind of stuff that Attack on Titan, it just makes me just So if we can figure out a way to continuously have the mystery reveals, the discoveries of the secrets of this world and of humanity and the Titans and all that
goodness,
awesome, but remind us again in some clever way that this is a character show.
Sure.
I'll be very excited. I'll be singing this show's praises then, because I feel like we've overcome a hurdle, and it's probably not over yet, but I feel like if they can get through probably just this core, and
without anything going
horribly wrong, we're in a good place.
Gotcha.
We're in a good place.
Cool.
But I have nothing else to say. Anything you want me to call attention to?
No, that's good. That's good.
Specifically?
Nope,
okay.
Not at all.
Well, guys, this has been a fantastic spectacle of a wild ride.
Yes.
And I am ready for craziness that comes next. I'm so excited because like Attack on Titan is kind of that show that blends itself between hype and just WTF, you know, just
yes,
like
it does that very
well.
Very well.
And right now I feel like we're about to shift into like both. Like
okay.
Like we have probably no real like huge like hype moments that are like immediately on the horizon, but I feel like over the course of what's coming up next in season 3. Yeah. But yeah, I have nothing else to say. Guys, if you want to watch any full-length reactions to our Attack on Titan stuff, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon.
Yes.
You can get on full-length access there. You can watch I'm doing horribly at
Discord.
this outro thing.
Any Patreon support
gets you access to our Discord. Yeah.
I'm in the spoilers channel.
This is true. You are, and you guys can all talk about me behind my back. But guys, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.